Hello guys, and today we got here another very awesome deck profile. We have here some Igknight and some Igknights, and hopefully you guys saw my box opening that was yesterday, that Clash of Rebellions box opening. That was very awesome. Spoiler alert, I pulled one Igknight Templar, but that was very awesome. Thank you guys for watching that, and here we are with some more deck profiles, and there will be duels tomorrow with this deck, Igknights, yeah. I do want to say originally I didn't want to run Royal Magical Library because I wanted to try to see if the deck could get through that, because it is kind of like iffy. Definitely iffy. Royal Magical Library is awesome if you open up with him, but if you don't open up with him, then it can be kind of hard because now you don't have all this stuff. It's a really big pain when you draw in like 4 of these guys and then like 1 upstart, and so you activate all of them to do as much deck thinning, and then you draw into a Royal Magical Library, and it's like you can't use it now. But definitely this deck is really good, has access to a lot of stuff, and these guys are all normal monsters, so it isn't so big on them as it is on making XZ monsters and Synchro monsters as well. So let us just go right in. We have 3 Galleon. We're running 3 of all the Igknights. Just know that some of them are scale 2, some of them are scale 7. They each have for each level they have 1 scale 7 and 1 scale 2, except for 5 and 6. They will be getting that later in another set with these 2 new cards. But yeah, so scale 2s and scale 7s. And then for non-pendulums we run, for other pendulums we run Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. This card also came out in Clash of Rebellions. It just does a lot of deck thinning. Just do note, because this card is really useful, because you can destroy this card to add another Squire, or destroy any of these cards to add another copy of itself. You can only either choose to Pendulum Summon him by having a scale 7, or Pendulum Summon level 4 and lowest, because it is 5 and these guys are 2 and 7. So if you have a scale 2, you can only summon 3 and 4. If you have a scale 7, you can only special summon level 6 monsters. So you just have to be careful when using this guy. He works really well with Igknight Phoenix, because then once per turn you can switch. If you want to summon out some rank 4s, you can then go destroy your Pendulum, add a scale 2 monster, and then go and destroy it with Draco Slayer, and then add another scale 2 monster or whatever. 3 Royal Magical Libraries. You want to open up with this card, as I said earlier. It's just great because you activate 2, it gains 2 counter, you destroy, add 1, activate it, boom, gains another counter. You can then get that off to draw 1 card. So as long as you open up with a lot of pendulums, or like, if anything, pretty much anything, because all of these cards are spells. They're all spells except for this. So as long as you don't open up with too many Royal Magical Libraries, it will be really good. It can also be good late game. It can just be a little bit slower. You might have to even wait a turn. But basically the combo is with this card is you make Heroic Champion with 4, so your opponent can't summon anything. And then you have this guy, and your opponent can activate Spell and Trap. So it is possible for them to get rid of it, but they might not. So then you get 2 turns where you can use Royal Magical Library without anybody stopping you, and your opponent can't really do much because of number 86. So then for the actual spells, we run Rejeki, Rhoda, Upstart, 2 Terraformings for 5 field spells, 2 Pot of Riches, because you will end up going through your deck very quickly, and this is a great way to gain a counter on Royal Magical Library and just put stuff back into your deck, and then draw 2 cards and then have more pendulums to gain more counters. Just do note that you cannot XZ summon or Synchro summon the turn you use this, so you have to be very careful when you do this. 1 Wavering Eyes, we're only running 1, because it only works if you have this guy out in your Pendulum Zone. Well, you can use it with with 2 of these guys, but what's the point of you doing that other than doing the minus 500 for them? If you're going to use Pot of Riches, or not Pot of Riches, Wavering Eyes, and you have 2 Igknights, there's no point. They have their effects to destroy themselves to search already. So if you haven't lost a Pendulum in one of them, then yeah, it wouldn't be too bad as long as you already have another one. Because otherwise you'll gain 1 pendulum and you will need your scale. 3 Chicken Game, and then 2 Igknight Phoenix for our field spells, or just multiple field spells. 1's Draw Power, just to help with the Royal Magical Library, just to go through and add consistency with the deck. Igknight Phoenix is really great because you can destroy your monsters, actual monsters, add them, so that way you can get through your deck really quickly, because you want to get to your rank 7s, not your rank 7s, you want to get to all of your level 4s. You need at least 4 level 4s in your Pendulum deck, so these cards will help out just adding consistency and searching to the deck. And that is it for the main deck. For the most part, if you open up with Royal Magical Library, congratulations, you're lucky, you can go off. If you don't, then you can still go off and make a Heroic Champion and gain that turn where your opponent can't summon anything, and then just go ham next turn. You just have to be careful. So let's just go through the extra deck. Ignister. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all, guys. Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. He's a tiramisu pretty much. He will summon out one of these guys. So if you have one of them in your Pendulum deck, or you normal summon one, and you synchron up, you will summon out the other one. And so then you can then destroy it, or destroy any Pendulum, but probably that card, to target, no, it's don't target. If you do destroy it, so destroy it and then shuffle one card on the field into the deck. So pretty much the way it works is you synchro summon, you summon out the monster, you target a Pendulum, and then your opponent respawns. If they have nothing to respond, then the Pendulum is destroyed, and it's a Pendulum on the field, or in the, so it's a Pendulum monster or card in the Pendulum zone on the field, so you can destroy your opponent's card as well. So this is really great for the mirror match, really great for against other Pendulum deck like Please or Pendulum Magicians when those guys come out. And then shuffle a card onto the field. So just like Tiramisu, where you don't know what cards are going to be targeted, you can't stop it unless you stop the entire effect. So that is really good. And then we run a decent amount of rank 6s. We actually run 4 rank 6s. Number 39, Beyond the Hope. He will reduce all of your opponent's monsters to 0, and it'll help out a lot when the Utopia the Lightning comes out, because he also has a second effect. If you can detach one XYZ material, then target a face-up XZ monster you control in Utopia, banish the first target, and if you do special summon the second target, then give 1250. So if once Utopia the Lightning comes out, that will definitely be something you can do, but for the most part, it's just to put all of your opponent's monsters' attack to 0, and he has 3000 attack, so that can result in game easily. M7 to bounce a card to hand, Bouncer to negate stuff, Gauntlet Launcher to destroy 2, and that will be it for our rank 6s. For rank 5, we have a Volcasaurus and an Osmo Zenmeo. He will destroy 2 cards on the field. He will destroy a monster and then inflict damage equal to its attack, so it's a Ring of Destruction. And then we'll run plenty of rank 4s. 101, Casdelic Saitan Diagast to Emerald. Really great to return cards like number 86, and or you can use them to special summon out your normal monsters in your grave, because these guys are all normal monsters. So he has a lot of utility in this deck, and probably wouldn't be bad to run multiple copies of, but I just couldn't find the room in the deck because I really wanted to run 2 of him. Number 86, he has 5 effects depending on the number of XYZ materials he has. 1 cannot be destroyed by battle, 2 XYZ materials or more gain 1500 attack, 3 or more unaffected by other card effects, really great. 4 or more, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. That's the effect you want. So you want to summon him with at least 4 materials, so that way you get 2 turns where he is unaffected by card effects, and you get 1 turn where your opponent cannot normal or special summon, but they can still set. Once per turn, if he has 5 materials, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Really nice. But the only thing that I'm unsure about is this card. With his unaffected by other card effects, I'm pretty certain that means you still cannot inflict damage. If your opponent has less life points and Chicken Game is on the field, I don't think he can inflict damage. That would be stupid. But then again, Altair's effect that says other non-Talonite monsters cannot attack, he can still attack if you XC summon him after using Altair's effect. So I wouldn't be surprised if he can inflict damage despite Chicken Game on the field, but I wouldn't bet too much on it. Givia Gear XG for rank 3 seasonal Modis, doing either player's battle step or an attack involving new machine type monsters occurring. Detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. They control face-up cards your opponent controls through the end of the damage step. So that is really great, just to be like, well, they can still honest you, so it isn't as good as a Modis, but it will stop any D-prison, so it will stop card effects. I don't think, no, it won't stop card effects that activate in Graveyard, but it's pretty much an Modis. You can't be Mirror Force, you can't be D-prison, so that is really great, and he has 2500 attack. if you want to take him out, wouldn't be too bad. He does require 3 level 3s, so that can be a little bit tricky. And then also we have Ghost Trick Alucard, just to pop back row or pop a set monster. Just another weaker version of Zenmail, but still nonetheless really good, just for the situations, whatever they can be. And that will be it for this deck profile. It is a really good deck, really great. It's very cheap. I mean, the only holos in the deck are Templar and Crusader, and Crusader is a super rare. I saw him on Amazon for $6. He is $18, I believe, so yes, he can be a little bit expensive, but the deck shouldn't be too expensive. I don't think even Chicken Game is that expensive, which I am very glad, because honestly I like it if the game's cheap, so that way people can build whatever they want and more people have access to cards. So that shall be it for the deck profile. Oh well, this card will also be probably very expensive, and Draco Slayer I think is $6-8 as well, and then you have all of these cards, although this is a promo for the new Challenger Super Edition, so that is also a thing. So don't think this deck will be too expensive. It should probably cost less than $100 once you include the extra deck, because I don't see too many of these. Like this is $20. The most this would probably be $30. So that's $80. Wow, it might even be more than $100. But let's not worry about that stuff. We're here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. You can play it all for free on Dev Pro, or Salvation, or Dawn of a New Era, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro by Percy, or Dueling Network. So, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.